Alright guys, welcome back or welcome to the channel, whether you're new or not, and today I'm bringing you my review and results for TLC, the Dodo pay-per-view that just happened today. And yeah, so I didn't actually get to watch it live, which sucked. I stayed off all social media because I didn't want anything spoiled for me. But yeah, like I said, didn't get to watch it live or anything, so when I got home, I just go straight into the pay-per-view. I completely skipped the kickoff show because I don't really think anyone watches that if you've actually missed it live. So like I missed out on the Sasha Banks and Alicia Fox match, and there's something else on the pre-show, but I can't remember. I think it was like Noam Dar or something that was doing something. I can't remember. But yeah, so I've just got all the results on my phone here, and I'm just going to read them off, and I might say a bit about each match, but then afterwards I'll give my honest opinions about the actual pay-per-view as a whole and all that stuff. So first off, you had Sasha Banks and Alicia Fox in the kickoff show, which Sasha Banks, I believe, won by the bank statement, I think. Don't quote me on that. Like if that's actually how she won. Like I said, I can't say anything about this match. I didn't watch it, so, and I don't really wish I saw it, so I'm kind of glad about that one. Then first up on the pay-per-view, we had Asuka having her debut match versus Emma, which was good. It was weird. I didn't think they'd actually have Asuka's match first. I thought they'd save that to like the middle of the pay-per-view or something like that. But they opened with it, which I was very, very surprised with. It was a decent match, it was a fun match. Obviously, Asuka won, which I kind of think ruined it a bit for me. Like, I didn't have that suspense of, oh my god, is she going to win or anything, because it was pretty obvious she was going to win. But nonetheless, it was a good match, it was a fun match. I think Emma did really well, and Asuka obviously did really well. Like, me personally, I'm not the biggest fan of Asuka. Like, I know a lot of people love her and everything, but I'm just not sold on her. No, I don't really know why either. I don't know. I just don't really like her that much. Like, as a wrestler and everything, yeah, she's good. But, like, personality-wise and character-wise, I think it's kind of a bit stale. You know, that's just my opinion. Next up, we had Cedric Alexander and Rich Swann versus Jack Gallagher and Brian Kendrick. Cedric Alexander and Rich Swann won. I didn't really pay that much attention to the match, to be completely honest. I'm not a fan, or that big of a fan of 205 Live. I know I should really give it a chance in that, but I just can't. Especially when I'm like running short on time, that I actually have like free time. It's a bit hard to watch something that you're not really invested in. Next up, we had Alexa Bliss versus Mickie James for the Raw Women's Championship, and again, that match was really good. Like, Alexa Bliss is my favorite female wrestler at the moment. I love her character. I love Bliss as just like a person and everything. She's amazing in my eyes anyway. But yeah, I think Mickie still got it. I definitely think she still have it, and I think if the Dodo gave them a little bit more time, like I know their match went for about 10 minutes, 10-11 minutes I think it was, that they could do something really well together. But I think that may be Bliss's last title defense for the year, unless, because I don't think Raw has a pay-per-view in December. And I think the next Raw exclusive pay-per-view isn't until probably just before WrestleMania, if I'm correct. So unless they just get her to defend it on Raw a couple of times or whatever, she's probably going to be the captain for the Raw team at Survivor Series, as they stated on Talking Smack, on Raw Talk, that there's going to be the teams again, like Team SmackDown, Team Raw, and she said that she's going to captain Raw to winning. So Yeah, so Bliss is probably just going to be the captain of that, and she probably won't. Well, she won't be defending it at Survivor Series. So, if I'm right in saying that Raw doesn't have an exclusive pay-per-view, then she probably won't defend it until, like, on pay-per-view until maybe the Royal Rumble. Yeah, so Bliss won. I completely forgot about the actual result. Yeah, Bliss won. Obviously using kind of dirty tactics in a way, like pushing Mickey into the turnbuckle and then hitting the DDT. And yeah, I think it was a really solid match. I wouldn't actually be sad to see if this actually continued. I think it was a good, maybe not that good of a build-up, but solid match anyway. Next up we have Kalisto defending the Cruiserweight Championship against Enzo. I guess that was an alright match, if I had to say anything about it. Enzo won. Again, no idea why. I think they're just trying to build on the heat that he currently has. And like he sells merch. And I think that's really all WWE cares about. Which isn't bad in a way, but I'm not a fan of Enzo. I think his character, like, yeah, over the past couple of weeks, it's gotten a bit better. But I know it did get a bit stale, and now it's just about Enzo, which was a bit weird after having the Cass heel turn, and now Enzo's bad as well. So it's kind of weird, but I mean, he sells merch, and he's a heel, and now with Neville probably gone, that's all we can really ask for now, is just that 205 needs a main heel, and that's Enzo. Next up, we had probably, well, I was going to say probably, but it is definitely my match of the night. And probably the best match, I think probably in anyone's perspective of TLC, which was the Demon Finn Balor versus AJ Styles. And I know this could have had more storytelling in it. It could have been so much more than what it was. It was, I think, the second longest match. Obviously the main event was the longest, but I think it was the second longest match of the actual pay-per-view itself. And yeah, from the get-go, the crowd was in on it. Like, before the bell even rang, everyone was chanting, "This is awesome," and I could not agree 110% on that one. I don't even know what to say about it. I think it was an amazing match. I think they really delivered what we all expected. Like, both just felt like they were like really vicious and aggressive in the match, which was really good to see, especially with Finn. Like, you don't really see Finn, apart from being like the Demon and stuff, being like that aggressive, like looking that aggressive, and he really did, which was really good to see. And same with AJ, like, you could just tell he was trying to fight for the blue brand and that kind of stuff. But this is probably my only critique with the match, and this is just me nitpicking and the inner fanboy and all that crap. But I wish Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson was out there. I think that would have just made the match 10 times better. But with that being said, we did get to see the Too Sweet at the end, which was amazing. I fangirled so hard then when AJ and Finn both did the Too Sweet, and like, out of respect and that kind of stuff. So yeah, so at the end of the match, Finn won, which I kind of expected anyway, but in this one I actually didn't mind who was going to win. I honestly did not care who won, because I'm a massive fan of both of them, and yeah, I followed AJ's career from when he was in TNA, and yeah, I've just grown to love Finn as well, and then to see them two like pretty much tear the house down. I wouldn't probably say it's like match of the year worthy, but nonetheless, it was an absolute amazing match in my opinion. Let me know what your opinion is on the match down below in the comments. But yeah, Finn won as the Demon, and that was that. They did the Too Sweet at the end, and yeah, no storyline. The commentators, Michael Cole and all that, Corey Graves and Booker T, all made it pretty clear that SmackDown was just lending AJ to him just for the night, and that was just a one-off deal. So we're not going to see a storyline with them for quite a while, Which I said in my prediction video that was probably going to be the case, that this was just going to be just the one-off, and then going into WrestleMania is probably just going to be AJ versus Shinsuke. So either way, I'm perfectly fine with it. It was nice to just have just the one match and not have storyline. It kind of felt like really refreshing, because nearly every single match you see, there's storyline. But this didn't. Like, you had the storyline of Bullet Club and their outside WWE career and all that stuff, and that the fact that their paths have never crossed, they've never wrestled each other ever. So you did have that, but it wasn't like, oh my god, I hate you, you attacked me, blah 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 blah. We just had two people get in the ring, wrestle, and I myself felt like that was extremely refreshing, just to have that. Next up, we had Jason Jordan and Elias in an impromptu match. I didn't really watch this match. I kind of had to go to the toilet and I missed it. I know I could have paused it, but it just didn't really interest me. I'm not sold on Jason Jordan, and Elias is kind of growing on me, but again, kind of not. I just think he's a bit meh. I know a lot of people love Elias because of the whole guitar gimmick and stuff, but yeah, it is what it is. And at the end of the day, Jason Jordan won. And yeah, that was it. I can't really say much because, excuse me, I didn't watch much. Next up, the main event, which was Kurt Angle and Seth and Dean as the Shield. I think they were actually, I think someone called them the Olympic Shield. Yeah, anyway, those guys going up against Miz, Cesaro, Sheamus, Braun Strowman and Kane. Now, this match was a bit It was solid, but Without Roman Reigns, the whole intro felt off. Kurt had the like the bulletproof vest and stuff, wore like the whole black and all that. They all came out of the crowd together as well, and it just felt off. And that's purely just the fact because Roman wasn't there. I would have been perfectly fine if Seth and Dean did that, and then Kurt did his normal entrance. But Kurt being in the SWAT gear, coming out with them through the Shield music, just like, I can't really describe it, but just off. And like, there's nothing wrong with that. I know a lot of people really liked it, but this is just my opinion. I just didn't. That's just as blunt as I can get. Throughout the match, it was good. It was good seeing Kurt back in the ring and all that, and I think he really delivered on his debut well, not debut, but his in-ring return and all that. But I think that kind of made it a bit obvious that he was a bit puffed out with them having to take him out of the match for a bit and then get him to come back in at the end. So yeah, it kind of just felt like what they did with Roman Reigns in the Royal Rumble, how they made, like, I think it was Cesaro or Sheamus or whoever, attack Roman and put him through a table and stuff. And that was purely just to let him rest up for the match. So I think that was a bit obvious, but I can understand it as well because of Kurt not being... he hasn't wrestled for like 10 months, I think it's been. And I don't know if he's been training or anything. I know this was extremely late notice, so he probably didn't have much training going into it. I don't know if he keeps training like every day like Triple H does. But it was good seeing Kurt back nonetheless. And I think it was just like, it was a fun match. Like, there was table spots. Braun put Kurt through a table. Dean and Seth had a pretty nice ladder spot where they dived off the ladders into Kane and Braun on the announce tables simultaneously. Miz brought out a garbage truck. Well, there's obviously going to be a Braun, Strowman and Kane feud because Kane accidentally hit Braun with the chair, then Kane chokeslammed Braun through the stage, then pulled ladders down on him. Then Strowman tried to go after Kane, then Kane and Cesaro, Sheamus and Miz all put Braun into the garbage truck, and the garbage truck just drove off. I think that was a bit pointless, but they set up the storyline and they got the numbers down so Kurt and the Shield can win. And that's all that really happened. After that, they got back to the ring, Kurt came out, attacked them like Cesaro and Sheamus, put Cesaro through a table with an angle slam. Then the end of the match, well, I mean, missing one thing. There was a nice spot where Dean and Seth actually speared Kane through the barricade. That was actually pretty cool. I thought that was actually a pretty good spot. But then after that, it was pretty much the end. There was a good part where Miz and Miz hit the skull crushing finale on Kurt, and my god, that got me. I thought that that was the end and Kurt was going to actually eat the pin, but he didn't. So the camera ran out of space. So that was pretty much it. The Miz ate the pin at the end. The Shield came in, well, Seth and Dean ended up coming in. Seth hit his knee thing, Dean hit the Dirty Deeds, hit the angle slam. Then they did the whole triple power bomb thing, and that was it. I mean, if it was with Roman Reigns, it would have been cool, but I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, it's the Miz. It's not the Miz. It's Kurt Angle, and I just felt off. Like whenever I thought of a Kurt Angle in-ring return, I just thought of like the Olympic gold medalist Kurt Angle, not some fill-in for the Shield. So I don't know. That's just my opinion. Let me know if I'm being a bit too harsh or whatever. That's just my opinion, and yeah. That's going to do it for the end of the video. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you have, leave a thumbs up. If you haven't, try and give it another shot. Leave a comment down below what your opinion of the pay-per-view itself. I thought it was an alright pay-per-view. It had some ups, had some downs, but that's just WWE for you. And yeah, I'll keep you up to date with what's going to happen with the new channel, and this is probably going to be the last wrestling related video on my main channel, so yeah. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next video.